A very good evening to you, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the Q8 Pilot channel. It is 1700 Zulu, 2000 hours local time. Today we are going to be taking a look at possibly my favorite aircraft in X-Plane, no other than the FlyJSim Q400, aka Q4XP. And we are going to be doing so to examine the new update, which includes a lot of fixes and the inclusion of the native weather radar from X-Plane has been now completely integrated into this remarkable airliner, one of the best twin turboprops that has been created for flight sim, in my opinion. And I want to welcome all of you guys here in chat. It's been definitely a while, so I want to welcome all of you guys. Glad to have you all. And my dear friend Stan has joined. Welcome aboard. We have Dad, welcome. Flyby from the US of A. And our very good friend Incandescent 510 from South Africa. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. And we also have Nicola 7658, welcome aboard. Glad to have you guys here with me this evening. And we have also I can't say this name, we have Skitty Mark, welcome aboard. All right, so what we're going to be doing today is we are going to, let me give you my let's take to the flight briefing too. So today we are currently situated at Southampton Airport in the beautiful United Kingdom, and much to my displeasure, the weather actually has improved. And I wanted really to have the bad weather like yesterday, because the weather was absolutely dreadful at Edinburgh. And it was actually a lot of fun to fly yesterday with the dreadful weather, and it really puts the Q4XP for some very challenging tests during the approach into Edinburgh. But the weather has subsided, and it looks like it's much better today. So anyway, we are going to be cruising at 23,000 feet, about 340 nautical miles to our destination. So we are in for a treat this evening with this aircraft. And hopefully I can bring it into Edinburgh in style for your viewing pleasure. That said, there is also a matter that I need to update the community on, which is the absence of moderators here on the channel. So that's something that I want to update you, because I have seen a lot of the comments on my previous streams about this subject and what has led to the absence of moderators here on the Q8 Pilot channel. So without further ado, let's get started. Here is our beautiful Flyby livery in X-Plane 12. We are using today Orbx True Earth for the entire flight, so we're going to enjoy real scenery across the entire flight over from Southampton to Edinburgh. All right, that said, let's hop into the beautiful cockpit here, and I've changed my POV so that it is matches the real kind of real view of the pilot. Again, I used the POV optimizer that I've mentioned in the last stream, so if that's something that you're interested in, I highly recommend it. Right, so we're going to go to, let's bring up our electronic flight bag here, and this is the latest version, 1.39. And everything here looks good. Everything is fine. So we're going to go to the page here to set up our load. And I'm going to move it here to the side and bring up Navigraph charts, the best available charts today for flight simulation. We're going to go to the SimBrief flight plan here, the operation flight plan. We're going to go to select load, and we are going to input the number of passengers. So we have 45 passengers today aboard this flight. So 45 is entered, and then we're going to go straight to the fuel, and the fuel today is 2671. So the flight, by the way, isn't to that. I think it's 1 hour, so we're just going to put 1 hour, and we'll put zeros here. Perfect, and the total fuel is 2671. We are going to round that up to 800 kilograms of fuel That's 2.8 tons. And then we're going to go to the zero fuel weight, which is noted down here. Zero fuel weight is 22435. 22435. And we hit enter. It will adjust the cargo weight a little bit, but it should be fine. We're going to go to the loading summary. There are no reds here, so we are good. We're going to say confirm the load, and we're going to say start loading. All right. So now the aircraft is going to start loading, and in the meantime, we're going to start bringing electrical power. So we're going to come here to the DC control panel and turn on the battery, main battery, auxiliary battery, and standby battery. Gen 1 and 2 are on, and the bus tie is also on. Perfect. We're going to come down here and turn on the boot air standby pitot statics, and we're going to turn on the windshield to norm and the window heat on the pilot side. Next, we're going to come here to the instruments. So let me cancel the master caution, and we're going to turn on the displays here and the main display down here. All right, so now we have those two displays that we need before the APU start, and that is just to make sure that the battery is in perfect condition before we start. It's doing the self-test. Again, a very, very detailed aircraft, the Dash 8 Q400, one of my favorites really in X-Plane. Mr. Valero, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us. And we from Spain, welcome aboard. You are my dad's favorite YouTuber. Oh, well, thank you so much for that. And please tell Dad I said hello. All right, so there we go. We have currently a negative charge on the battery, and that's because we're drawing the power directly from the battery. So we're going to go to power here, and then with the power on, we can see the fuel valve is now open, so we can do the APU fire test, and you can see that the power says fail is illuminated, and now it's gone. So now we can start the APU. So we're going to go to start and continue with the test. So let's come here, do engine 2 and engine 1. And then we're going to do the cargo fire test and the baggage forward compartment test as well. And everything checks okay. Lights are fine here. That's okay. We're going to come down here. Everything here is good. And everything, we're going to leave everything. Position light can go on. And right here in the air conditioning panel, you don't really need to do anything here. We're going to turn on the recirc fan. We'll leave the bleeds off, and we'll leave the bleed selector on minimum. And then we're going to come here, fasten seat belts. Actually, we'll leave that on. We'll leave non-smoking on. And then we can arm the emergency lights. And now everything is done here. Perfect. All right. So that is all done. We can now come and start the APU. So generator on, bleed air is on. And now we can see that there is a positive charge here on the battery as the power is now being drawn from the APU. All right, perfect. Now we can bring up all the other displays on. So let's do that. And we're going to turn on our two UNS devices on as well. Let's increase the brightness a little bit. Let's see here. Okay. And then we're going to come down here. We're going to turn on our radios. Test in progress. Test in progress. Perfect. We have everything here working. Excellent. And then we can perform a few tests here. So let's come down here to, let me remove this for the time being, just to perform our test. So how can I do this in a way that you guys can see it? All right, so there is that test there for the, and then we need to do the IS test. All right, perfect. And then terrain. All right, so those are all done. Steering we don't need now. We're going to click here for the GPWS test. All right, And we're going to do the auto feather test as well. So we're going to click on hold here. And now you can see that the auto feather test is now in progress. And everything is all right. So up trim, so it's going to do its test now, and now we can start programming the UNS device. So I'm going to bring this here, make it a little bigger so you guys can follow along. We're going to say accept, and next we're going to go to the Navigraph charts. We'll bring that here on the side as well, and we can now start programming the flight route into the INS device. Perfect. So all the tests are complete. We have the latest AirAct database here, 24 December 2025, and we can now go to flight plan. All right, so we are at Southampton. We're going to fly direct to Nori. So we're going to click here and type in Nori. There we go. Enter that. Perfect. From Nori, it's Q41 Airway. So we're going to go to list. We're going to select the airway Q41. That's number 2. And enter that. And we're going to exit at Silva, which is number 7. So we enter that here. Perfect. Next, from Silva, it's Mike 605. So list, airway, and Mike 605 is number 5. And we're going to exit at DTY. DTY, that's number 3. And we enter that. And next, we're going to go to Yankee 53. Yankee 53. So airway, where is Yankee? All right, let's go to next. Yankee 53 is number 3. We enter that. And the exit is at Sopco. Sopco is number 6. Enter that. And then it is November 57. So November 57 is the first one. And we're going to exit at Papa Oscar Lima, which is number 2. And then November 601. November 601, that's number 3. Enter that. And exit at INPIP, which is number 5. Perfect. And then it's our destination, which is Echo Golf Papa Hotel. Echo Golf Papa Hotel. And EGPH, that's correct. That's Edinburgh. Excellent. Then we're going to come here, select menu, and we're going to select the arrival. The arrival is going to be runway 24, which is showing, by the way, tailwind, 1 knot tailwind, but that's what SimBrief gave me, so that's fine. So we're going to select number 2 here, and the star is going to be the NP1 Echo, which is number 3. So we enter that, and then it's the ILS runway 24, which is number 1. Do we have a transition? Let's take a quick look here at runway 24. And if I look here, there is that TLA transition right there. So we have TLA, and there is a DME arc. If you look this is a DME arc. So we're going to go ahead and select number 1 and enter that, and then enter and go to the flight plan. Let's make sure we have no discontinuities. It looks like we do have one here, so we're going to delete it. There we go. And next, now everything looks good. There we go. All right. The next thing we need to do is we need to go to fuel. And there is 2 ways that you can do this. I think I've said this sufficient times, but we'll say it again. You can either do PAX cargo, and it will automatically calculate this for you, again, with the fuel, or you simply enter the 0 fuel weight. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to the electronic flight back here. And because I want the accurate number here, it's still obviously loading the aircraft. So I'm going to say fast load, and that is going to force everything to complete. I love the fact that you can do this in this sim. All right. So 0 fuel weight is 22486. So we're going to come here and say 22486. Enter that. And the fuel on board is 2,800. Close enough. So we'll put 2,800. And now we have the gross weight of the aircraft. And everything is now ready for our flight. Perfect. So all the tests have been completed. The one last thing we need to do is do the master fill. So again, let me make this bigger here so you guys can see. We're going to say accept and then master exfil from FMS1. All right, I love that flicker there. All right, and now that is done, we're going to put this on VNav and we're going to remove it from view. And the next thing we need to do is set up our glare shield. So let's come over here, and the final cruise altitude, we do have our flight plan now as well. Let me change the range here. There we go. I think there we go. We can see it clearly now, right there. And we want to set the nav source to FMS1. And that is now giving us the direction to the next waypoint, which is Nori after our departure. There is no SID today for our departure here from Southampton. Hello, Mr. Ruff Rodriguez. A very good afternoon to you, my friend. Welcome. I don't know why the names are off today in chat. They look long and very different. I really, Renan de Oliveira, is that? Yeah, that's you. But why is your name coming up like that from Brazil? A very warm welcome to you, my friend. Glad to have you with us. Okay, so we're pretty much ready here, folks. So let's go ahead and set up our cruise altitude. By the way, these needs to go to taxi. And this is now, we want two things. We want the cruise altitude, and we also want the altimeter. So cruise altitude, we'll just say 23,000 feet today for the flight. And if I move this a little bit here, this is the altitude. And here we can set this up. Let me just go this way. Here, set it quickly to 23,000 feet. 1, 2, 3. And that is set. And next we need to set the altimeter. So the altimeter is, let's see, let's go to weather. The 1015. 1015 is now set. Perfect. There you can see it here. And the next thing we need to do is we need to click here to set our speed. So if I click here, you see we have now V1, V rotate, and V2, and VTO, something to do with angle of attack, speed, something like that. I can't remember what that is. Okay, so we are all set, guys, and ready to go. And we are going to reset our view here. We're all ready to go. Now, a couple of things that we want to do here for our flight today is now we have the weather radar. So to enable the weather radar, this is your weather radar. First, let's put this on nav. And this is going to basically change the... what did I do? Did I forget to turn on the other unit? Let's see. I think I did. Yeah, that one wasn't working. Okay, so now you can see that I have the flight plan here, and I have the hydraulic and flap settings here. So works really well. I like to set it up this way. So we have forgotten this one here, and it's coming up right now. And for this part here, for the display on the captain's side, we're going to display the weather. So we're going to click here once. That changes this to weather. And then we're going to come down here and turn this on to weather. So this needs to be on WX for the weather. And of course, you've got your tilt here. You can set it. And now we have the weather being displayed on this side. Well, hopefully we can get some some other display today during our flight to test it out. Okay, we have the terrain radar here working perfectly, and we're going to set the nav source here to FMS. Actually, we can put it on FMS1. So we'll leave it on FMS1 so that it reads whatever I have on this FMC here. Okay, everything is good. We are going to turn on the... first, we need to do the anti-skid test. So let's do that, and that checks OK. And then it's now the anti-skid system is now on. All right, we're going to click on Alt Select. Okay, just so that we don't forget it. And everything is ready to go now. So we're going to go ahead and turn on the anti-collision on the red light. and we're ready to start our engines. So let's go ahead and go to plugins, better pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right, the tow is driving up. We're ready to go, folks. And I am watching you on iPad. Cool. All right, so there's the pushback truck there. Very, very nice. By the way, this is the default Southampton Airport. The only thing we're using today is Orbex True Earth for the mesh and for the vegetation and some of the points of interest as well. Very, very nice package from Orbex. I just wish that they would create more sceneries for X-Plane. Okay. Right. Now we have, what does it say here? WX transmitting. Ooh.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
WX transmitting. So that confirms again that the weather radar is working. And yeah, so.
Winching strap and adapter in position. Release parking brake when ready to start pushback.
You can see here WX on. Okay, so parking brake released. And now it will basically lock in the gear. Very, very... Look at the beacon light there. Very, very nice aircraft. By the way, in all departments. Sounds, texturing, modeling, flight model, everything. And it's only $59.95.
Pushback and you may start engines.
That is really a steal for an aircraft of this fidelity. All right, we are clear to start our engines. So we're going to come here to the engine start panel. We're going to select first engine number 2, click on start, and now we're going to wait for the engines to feather. There we go. So we're going to go to start and feather. Again, I have those mapped together, so unfortunately, yeah, we have to... let me just try one thing here. All right, there we go. All right, if I switch to the outside, look at those engines, guys. Let me bring up the sounds a little bit. All right, and we'll go to max. Oh, yeah. You gotta love the sound of those turboprops. Very nicely done by FlyJSim. Do we have you, Jack, in the house? I think we do have Jack himself in the house, ladies and gents. Welcome. I couldn't read your name. Is again, YouTube is being funny about the names in chat, but yeah, welcome. All right, so let's go ahead and start the second engine now. So we're gonna come here and go engine number 1 and select. Perfect. The sounds are amazing on this aircraft. Really, really cool. All right, we have the second engine now coming up. Perfect. And now it's basically getting the, it says WX weight. Ah, pretty cool, huh? All right, there we go. And we have a good start on the second engine as well. The engine sounds are amazing, especially on the outside. Listen to that, guys. Oh, yeah. All right, so what is he waiting for? Ah, he's waiting for the parking brake. There we go.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
All right. So now that we have this set, let's go ahead and set our... First, we need to turn on the standby hydraulic pressure, the PTU control, And we need, you can see it here rising. So this is the standby hydraulic. And we'll turn this off after takeoff. But we need to also check that the hydraulic 3 isolation valve works. And we just need here, again, we just want to verify that it's working. And then we're going to turn this off. Next, we're going to turn on the auxiliary fuel pumps and the auto feather. We don't need this one, actually, but I'm just going to turn it on because I like the way it displays.
The bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
All right. Thank you very much for your service. We are good to go, ladies and gents. Q8, was there ever some news or a vision for Laminar, how they want to upgrade the scenery in something more photo, something like... I don't know. I've heard some stuff, but I very much doubt it. I don't think that, that they'll do anything like that. Right, we have this set here. Let me bring this back here a notch. And we are going to turn our... What is this saying? All right, this is saying parking brake. So first we're going to turn on our taxi lights on. And now we can turn off the APU. So bleed air off, generator off, and the power is off. And we're good to go, folks. We are departing runway 20, which is to our left. Parking brake is released. And off we go. Let's take a look. We want nose steering turned on. And now we're good. All right, let's go. One of my absolute favorite aircraft in X-Plane. Voted Airliner of the Year 2024 for a very good reason. It is really a remarkable rendition of the Dash 8 Q400. In my opinion, after this update, I can tell you hands down, this is much better than the Majestic Dash 8 for P3D. Yeah. Right, there we go. Here's the turn. Let's switch to the outside for some juicy shots, as V1 always says. Let's go. Wow. Listen to the engine sounds. Just beautiful. All right, here's our turn. Right, I'm going to go ahead and start our clock. And we're going to turn on the lights since we're entering the runway here. And we're going to switch the exterior to white anti-collision, which means both lights are going to work. There we go. Tell you guys, this aircraft is worth every cent. Really a very well done aircraft for X-Plane. And in fact, I think it's the best turboprop, twin turboprop available today for FlyJSim. Right, there we go. And we're gonna have to taxi to the far end of the runway there for departure. So I'm gonna just give it a little throttle there so that it doesn't take too long. Overall, I am really very pleased with X-Plane 12 now as a platform, the variety of add-ons, the community support. What is lacking is you know, some serious content creators. I think X-Plane deserves a lot more love than it gets, to be honest. And I think this aircraft specifically is one that makes X-Plane extra worth it, if you ask me. So definitely an aircraft that is very enjoyable aircraft. Gives you a very authentic simulation of the Dash 8 Q400. Tilt the radar up 5 degrees for takeoff. All right, let's do that. Let's see here. Let's go here. We want 5 degrees. So I think that's right about there. Okay, perfect. Ah, look at that. Pretty cool, isn't it? All right. So we're going to make the turn here. And then we need to set our flaps. So we're going to do flaps 5. Right, so the flight path is behind us, so we're going to have to make a full turn. Wow, look at that, guys. The Dash 8 Q400 in all its glory. All right. So we're going to line it up here, and we are going to hold the brakes. All right, let's go release the lock. And we're going to go to flight. Okay. We're all set here. All right, let me reset my view. And off we go. Auto feather arm. 121 is our rotation speed. Try to keep it on the center line there. That's rotation speed, V1, and rotate. Positive rear climb and gears going up. A little bit of wind there, pushing us to the side. All right, perfect. We are... All right, 1,000 feet AGL. We are going to reduce to 850. Speed check, flaps up. And we're going to begin the turn. Wow, look at this view, ladies and gents. Absolutely gorgeous. Very, very nice indeed. Continue the turn. Just lovely. Beautiful aircraft. A real joy to hand fly. And what we can do now is we are going to... We need this to go to normal and turn on the bleeds before we mess things up and kill everyone on board. Okay, perfect. Let me bring this back a notch here. Right, there we go. And we're going to go to autopilot. We're going to go to nav. And we are going to wait for 220, 230. That's fine. Let's go to IAS. We can adjust that a little later. And now the aircraft is going to pitch up. We can increase the IAS to 220. I wonder if we should bring the tilt back. Let's see here. Let me come back here, and we're going to reduce the tilt here to back to 0. Not sure if we need to do that. Yeah, now we can see the weather ahead of us, which is pretty cool. So we can see the weather radar working in action. Look at those beautiful clouds here as we climb. Things are looking good. All right, so if we come down here, we no longer need the auxiliary pumps. We don't need auto feather. And by the way, after we started, we don't need the main bus tie either. And we can now also turn off the PTU control and the standby hydraulics. And we continue our climb. We need to set the standard baro. So the altimeter is now set to standard 1013. Jack is here, definitely. I've had the pleasure of riding in this aircraft as a passenger. It is amazing amount of torque it has. You are literally pushed back in your seat during takeoff. Yeah, I've been in one before. Very long time. Landing lights off. And we can actually, we've left the passenger seat fasten seatbelt sign on, but we'll leave it off for now. And everything here is in perfect condition. Perfect. Let's go ahead and increase the range. There we go. And we definitely have the weather radar working exactly as it should. So it looks like some bad weather ahead. And we have the terrain radar, by the way, on this side as well. So things are in tip-top shape now. 8 minutes into our departure, on our way to Edinburgh in the United Kingdom. Well, Jack, since you're here, I think I have been personally receiving a lot of questions about the compatibility for the 732 and the 727. Both of those aircraft are amongst the very best add-ons for FlyJSim, period, I think. And a lot of folks are asking, are they ever going to come to X-Plane 12? So if you can let us know, I would be very, very grateful for that. Oh, cool. And is there a specific timeline? I know devs don't like to give timelines, but can we expect it maybe Q1 of 2026 or before or after? Just as a, to have a reference time frame. They will come, just taking longer than I see. Okay. All right. So I'm glad that they're coming. I'm glad that you guys are working on them because they are just really remarkable aircraft. I personally like the 732, or is it the 727? Yeah, the 727 in X-Plane by FlyJSim a lot better than the one by FSS in Microsoft FlyJSim. It's just really the hand flying, I think, is really remarkably well done, I think, in the X-Plane version. So I really can't wait. Yes, can't wait for the 732. Yeah, likewise. When it's done, I'm sure it's going to be like, wow. I'm going to really jump off my seat when I know that aircraft is available for X-Plane 12. Good evening to you, Mr. Boring AV. How are you doing, my friend? All right, so we continue our climb to 23,000 feet. We are in I-8. We can actually increase the IS mode, so let me go ahead and increase that to, I don't know, maybe 240 knots. There we go. So it's going to pitch down a little bit. And look at those clouds. Wow, look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at the props. The animation of the props is really next level with this aircraft. Very nicely done by FlyJSim. There isn't really anything there isn't anything in this aircraft that I can fault from the texturing perspective, the sounds, the fidelity of the systems. Even the passenger cabin is an interactive one. Here, let me go to the cabin. Very, very nicely done cabin as well. Yeah, you can open the compartments there. and you can interact with the food tray. And I think you can do it also for the ones in the back. And there is also the control here, so you can actually, this is actually functional, so you can switch this to Fahrenheit, Celsius, and you can, you know, change the temperature. So mid-cabin temp is 20, which is okay, and then you can turn on the lighting system. So everything really nicely done, interactive cabin here. You can even go to, you're not supposed to open the the forward baggage compartment there, but I think there is also, where is this here? This is the lavatory. If I can get it to open. Let me see here. There we go. Fully equipped, fully functional. All right, so there we go. You can, there we go. You can open it right there. And can we also set, all right, so I guess you, the only thing remaining is you pull the toilet paper. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And yeah, what is this, some tissue there. And yeah, nice, really nice aircraft. Some really fun things. Again, let's close the door. Even the sounds of the doors closing and opening, opening the stairs, maybe we'll do it at the very end. All of that is just so well done and makes this aircraft really special in terms of what offers for us flight simmers. So really very authentic experience. The one thing I would wish to have in future updates is I want the autopilot disconnect button to function. Right now it's modeled visually, but it doesn't work here. So you can always map a button to do that. And then, so you have to click here to disable the autopilot. The sim is looking absolutely fantastic. Yeah. We have Mr. Boarding to Gate 63 from Spain. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. There is a flush. Yeah, I remember that there was a flush. I just probably couldn't see it. But yeah, it's got a flush. Look at those clouds, guys. Wow. Look at this beauty, ladies and gents. Wow. And here are those remarkable engines. I really love the animation on the propellers there. Very nicely done. All right. So we're almost at our cruise altitude. And we are looking good. Where did you depart from Kuwait? We departed from Southampton, heading over to Edinburgh, and you can always get the route that we're flying by typing !route in chat. If you want the link to the aircraft, type !aircraft. You'll get the link to the Explain.org store to purchase the aircraft. And I think, by the way, the price of this aircraft is very reasonable at just under $60. It's a steal for this aircraft, considering what it does and you know, the fidelity, the sounds, the texturing, everything is just done very well. And it's been under constant updates, and that's again the nice thing about FlyJSim is that this project was a flagship product for them, and they have really gave it a lot of love and a lot of care over the years. And it remains, until this day, one of the best airliners developed for X-Plane. Right, so we are almost at 23,000 feet, the last 1,000 feet to go. Thank you very much, Nordic432. And here's the link, guys. You can just simply click the link to go to the Explain.org store. It takes some time to get used to the FMC. Very detailed aircraft overall. Love flying it for some short hops. Absolutely. The UNS is not your typical FMC, so you have to type in like the numbers instead of the selecting the route or typing in the route. So you have to select the numbers. So it takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you get used to it, it's actually pretty easy, pretty straightforward stuff, and actually takes less time than setting up a regular FMC. So yeah, all right, so we're almost there. We have L select, so we'll stop at 23,000. All right, the last few hundred feet before we arrive at 23,000. Very, very nice. Those clouds are fantastic. Look at X-Plane 12. It's really, really looking good. All right, there we go. That's 23,000 feet, and the aircraft's going to level off. So we're going to go to 850, and we're going to retard the throttle a little bit. There we go. I think that's about right. We'll monitor the speed for a little while here. All right. So now that we're in cruise, I think there is an important subject that I need to address and bring you guys up to date. So, as you know, for many, many years, I've had my very good friends, Carl, Rand, V Skycheck, Alex, Stan, and Dougal McTavish moderating the chat here on the Q8 Pilot channel. And we have had, you know, I wouldn't say regular, but we have had meetings where we discussed what used to go on the channel and what are the general terms and guidelines for the channel. And you know that one of the top things for me as Q8 is making this community a friendly environment for everyone, including, by the way, children, because I know a lot of kids watch Q8. So I want to keep this, you know, a clean environment. I don't like, you know, colorful language, no hate speech, obviously, nothing related to politics, religion, and so on and so forth. But what's more important for me was that the community is a place where you guys can come and talk about what you love most, which is flight simulation. That includes your opinions, you know, your criticism, your constructive critique, and it's okay for me for somebody to come and say, hey, X-Plane is horrible, X-Plane's not good, doesn't look good. That's okay, you know, that's your opinion. And this is where I wanted this to be the venue for you guys to come and really have a good time, you know, grab a cup of coffee and talk about everything flight sim. Sometimes we drift, we digress. I do it myself. Sometimes I talk to you about my, you know, life, my personal life. I take you back to my days at college and share with you, you know, what I'm doing just outside of flight simulation. So sometimes we do drift. And for me, all of that is okay. Now, throughout the course of the moderation, of course, I'm not sure if I said Rand yet, but Rand was also one of the moderators on the channel, a very dear friend of mine. Now, what has happened is the moderation has taken a bit of a turn where it has become more of, according not just to me, but to some of the other mods, it has become more of policing. And it's like people aren't able to say things. And quite frankly, guys, I cannot follow every single comment. So sometimes some things happen and I'm not really paying attention to what's being said in chat. And a lot of people have left the channel because the moderation was way too harsh. And people were getting either timed out or their message deleted for just simply saying things that are maybe, you know, not X-Plane related, or things that are, you know, maybe a criticism of X-Plane. And for me, those were not bases for, you know, getting your comments deleted or removed. And so I've had several meetings with the moderators to let them know that this is not what the Q8 pilot channel stands for. This is not why I'm here. I'm here to share my passion and to equally listen to you guys and converse in a friendly manner. And a lot of the moderators were, they were very understanding of what I want. In fact, they shared my vision for what, moderation should be like. Unfortunately, not again, what I'm about to say is not because the other moderators had an ill intention, but they were perhaps overprotective, and that has translated to some actions that were deemed excessive by a lot of the people that are here on chat, and they decided to leave. Some of them are actually really, really good friends of mine, and some of them have reached to me via email. Some of the moderators have said, look, this is not right, and this is not what you're about. Unfortunately, I couldn't really put a stop to it, and so I made the decision to indefinitely and completely remove all moderation from the channel. I am now relying on AI to moderate for the most part, and I really trust you guys. I really trust that the community here on the Q8 Pilot channel respects what the channel stands for, and they respect my desire to have this as a clean environment for you to come and talk about all things simulation. But even if things drift, and if people talk about, I don't know, their favorite food or their dog or, their wife, and, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. And so for this reason, I had to remove the moderation, and out of respect for my friendship with all the moderators, I didn't want to remove one or the other. So I decided to just remove everyone, and I wrote them a message telling them why I have done this. Some of them took it very well, some of them didn't, but in the end, to me, the community matters so much, and I don't want to deviate from the lines that I've established and the guidelines and really the cause for me being here with you guys. So I've seen a lot of comments in some of my older streams complaining about, being removed and so on and so forth. So I felt that addressing this in this stream was very important. And that's all I'm going to say about this. I think subject is closed, and I thank you very much, guys, for your understanding. Hey, Q8, you gonna give the CI Seneca look, especially in cold weather conditions, for startup? Yeah. I think I have, but not in cold conditions. But yeah, we can definitely do that. Okay, this plane is great. Have you ever flown it on P3D? Absolutely, yeah. I've had the Majestic software -8. Right. So we want to come here now to VNAV. We are 165. So if I go to INRIV, let me go to VTO here real quick. So we can begin at INRIV. So VTO, all right, let me return here, and let me say that I want to target VS of 1800, enter that. We need to first go to VTO, and we're going to select number 2, so enter that, and then we can come here and say we're going to do, let's see here. We're going to do 1,800. Enter that. And there we go. We have it in 171 nautical miles. Perfect. So we will descend at 1798. So 1,800 feet per minute at TOD. And now if you go, by the way, here, let me just increase the range. By the way, you can see the weather there. Let me see if I can do it here. Let's see. I don't think we can see TOD yet. Let's see. Well, we'll be able to see it a little later. So let me just do that. And now we have VNAV configured for the flight. And all is good. Perfect. So we'll begin the descent in about 170 nautical miles. how much more do we have after, let's see here, go next, NPIP, that's NRIP, so 20,000 here, 515, yeah, we don't have much, so maybe we need to descend before that. All right. If I come here and go to the flight, do we have that? We do have it. There we go. All right, so destination. By the way, we've been flying without the weather radar. So let me come over here real quick. There we go. And now if we will be able to see traffic here, if there is any. It takes some time to get used to. Yeah. Let's see here. I do like P3D Q400 version. I wouldn't know which is better. I'm sure they are both great to fly. And yeah. So the Majestic software aircraft is actually very accurate in terms of its systems. Visually, though, this one is much, much better. And when it first launched, when the FlyJSim Q400 launched, it had some missing features, but those were ironed out, the fixes were done, the POV was added, the behavior of the POV was also the pseudo VOR, basically is what I'm referring to, has been properly programmed, and now it is functional. So everything that was in the Majestic is definitely in this aircraft, plus lots more on the Q400 by FlyJSim. So yeah, really wonderful aircraft. By the way, it's got all the circuit breakers here modeled and operational, so you can actually toggle these if you want to simulate failures. All of this actually works, so they're not just there for looks, but they actually work, and that's something I really like. Not that I use it, but it's there for someone who wants to actually simulate simulate failures, so it's definitely there, so it's pretty cool. That's awesome news on this update. Absolutely, yeah. So other than that, I have been working on a project called Luma Wild. It's going to be launched very soon. Luma Wild is basically high-end travel curator, so it's not the regular Travelocity, Expedia booking thing. It is a travel curator done for high-end travel experiences like sanctuaries and private jets and things like that. And it's a project that I've always wanted to do. So I'm definitely going. I'm doing a lot right now. So yeah, definitely my attention has been divided with the family. Of course, they come first. But then I've got my YouTube channel here, the Q8 channel. I've got my Genovate AI channel. And then I've got my couple of websites to update, and now I have the third one. So quite a bit, but keeping busy keeps me sane. So I like to be busy. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing lately. I've been really enjoying creating tutorials again on my AI channel. I think it's pretty cool that I am able to do that and go back to the very beginning of the Q8 Pilot channel where I used to just do tutorials. So sounds like a great travel project. Very interesting. Thanks, Stan. Yeah, it is. I'll give you the link once I publish it. It's going to be published, of course, with mock-ups because I need to, again, approach approach the providers of, like private jets and things like that. So I need to have the site launched so that they can vet it and audit it, and then, we can launch it. And then, you have to set up the email and all. I have so many emails. I have so many emails now, guys. I have like one for the Q8 pilot channel, one for Genovate, one for Luma Wild, my 2 personal emails, work email. It's a disaster for somebody like me. And that, by the way, explains why it takes me quite a bit of time to respond to emails. Yeah. So let's switch here quickly to the outside and enjoy the beautiful clouds in X-Plane. Let me bring the volume down a little bit here. There we go. That's much better. And look at those clouds, guys. Yeah. I'll tell you, this looks far better than MSFS in terms of the clouds. They are more believable. The colors are more realistic. The sky colors are more realistic. And hey, they don't have a Dash 8 Q400 in MSFS. We have one in X-Plane. Isn't that great? Yeah. And then with the Orbix True Earth, this looks next level. Very, very nice indeed. Let's make sure we're not doing anything crazy here. Okay, all is good. And if I come here, no, let me come here to VNav. All right, so we're 147 nautical miles from top of descent. We're looking good here. We're back, right? Excellent. It does look very real, yeah. What clouds are these? These are default X-Plane clouds, believe it or not. Very, very nice. Gotta love the strobe lights there on the tail. Very cool. My trim button on my yoke is not working, so that is going to be a little bit of a problem when we arrive into the approach at Edinburgh. But hopefully I can manage to land it properly. Q8, my 2 favorite sim would be X-Plane 12 and P3D. Oh, really? Okay, ironically, you need to be connected to the cloud to fly the other simulator. I'm not sure I follow. Ironically, you need to be connected to the cloud. Ah, got you. Very funny. Sorry it took me a while to process that, but yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. But those clouds, if you look, guys, at the clouds far in the distance there, that is just really next level. Very, very nice indeed. I don't like the artifacts. There's a flicker that happens every now and then, and you can see it, but you can see the clouds here. Just look at that. Just so realistic. Looks so, so good. ETO. Yeah, so we have it here at 20,000. 7,000. So there are a couple of restrictions. But other than that, I think we're good. And there's your maneuver. So that's your pseudo VOR holding Again, you can do... I'm not sure if it actually has holds right now. Maybe it does. I really don't know. And I don't know if the holds have been implemented. We should try this one time. Maybe we'll do what do you call it? The say intentions flight, and maybe I'll speak to Brian to force a hold at one of the arrivals, and we'll play with it. Q8, can you quickly show how you did the VNAV page? I'm late today. Holds work fine. Oh, really? They work fine, huh? That's cool. All right, so for the VNAV, you need to first go to the VNAV button here. All right, and we want to go to VTO first. Then you want to look at the... so we have INRIV is selected here for the vertical descent. So here we have the first restriction. Actually, we can do it sometime before. So if I go to INPIP, for example, or ABV, let me go here, INPIP. Yeah, we need to be able to... So if we start at INPIP, we can go to number 17. So if I go to the VNAV page here, VTO, yeah, it has... So this is the first one, the first one here that we can select. So you select this one first. Then, if you go to return, you can enter the target vertical speed that you want. So now the TOD is in 180 nautical miles. And if maybe we can now show this here. Let me see. I don't think we can. Still a little... there we go. So now you can see here, you see this little circle. So that's the top of descent point where we're going to begin the descent towards Edinburgh. So this is approximately at INPIP, and this is the TOD, and yeah, that's how you set it up. Now, just a little bit closer to top of descent, what you want to do is you want to go here and select VNAV, and then the aircraft will begin the automatic descent at exactly the top of descent point. I suspect that we need to descend a little faster than 2,000 feet per minute, though. If we look here at Navigraph charts, let's see, yeah, we definitely need to begin the descent a little, or maybe we have to go faster, but we'll see. Yeah, this is the beginning of the star at INPIP, so this is where we're going to begin the descent towards Edinburgh, and then it's a DME arc. I'm not sure how the aircraft's going to fly the DME arc, but we should be fine. All's looking good. Yeah, perfect. All aircraft are operational. And by the way, we're going to do for the landing flaps today, we are going to do flaps 15. So we're going to switch that to 15. And that is it. Right. Let's grab the frequency for... We have approach course 240, 108.9. 108.9 is already set. How come? 108. Is that runway 24? That is runway 24. But how come? Okay, if we go to approach, if we go to runway 06, 108.9? Huh. Really? Can it be the same frequency? That's strange, isn't it? Okay, what's the platform altitude? 3,000 feet. Okay. Right, so we are 112 nautical miles now from top of descent. Things are looking good. Very nice day. Some clouds in the vicinity here. We were able definitely to see the weather radar, which works pretty well. Was the frequency updated automatically? No. So in the Dash 8, you have to manually set it here. But if you do, you'll see that it automatically displays ILS. But yeah, you have to do it yourself. And by the way, here, if you go to PA, here, then you can do the call. Yeah. Pretty cool, huh? Now, this one here, by the way, see this one here? That's the PA. It should go. There we go. I don't think it should stay. So you have to click it, hold it, and say what you want, and then release. That's the way it works. I think maybe there's a bug or something. But yeah. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, we'll switch this back to VHF. And everything else looking good. Perfect. Right. 230 knots, 23,000 feet, about 100 nautical miles before top of descent. And we should be making it into Edinburgh shortly. Bing bong. Weather is... Where is that weather? So the weather, we've seen it in the beginning, but if I... here, you can see it here. If I increase the range, you'll be able to see it right there. And you can see there's some pockets of really bad weather. Ooh, look at that. Again, the display is immaculate there. Very, very nice. You can see here, there's pockets of bad weather to our left. And we're just going to go through some bad weather, obviously, when we arrive into our destination. So the weather works exactly as it should. Let's very quickly inspect the weather at our arrival at Edinburgh. So, yeah, cloud visibility okay. It's pretty cold, isn't it? It's 0 degrees at Edinburgh. Wow, freezing cold. 0. -1 dew point. So it must be very, very cold right now. Yeah, my two daughters are in the UK, and they've sent some pictures, and it's just completely snowing in the northern part of the UK. Obviously, coming from a very hot country like Kuwait, that's something that they enjoy. That might be the ground. It will show up green like that if it's pinging the ground. Oh, gotcha, Jack. Thanks. Appreciate it. The green are in the background are ground returns, indeed showing some peaks. The green arc... I don't think... hang on 1 second. Let's do one thing here. No. So this is not the ground for sure. This is the weather. This is the ground. Here you can see it. So yeah, it is just definitely different. Okay. Let's change this back to flight plan. And there we go. Okay. Bring the MFD pop-up. I think it's one of these... what is it? One of the screws here. I can't remember how to pop the... from the menu. Okay. So here we can go to display. There's PFD. And there is, let's see, there's the MFD. There we go. So that's the MFD. We don't need that one. And here, if we go to, there we go. There. Yeah, that's Jack. That's definitely the weather, isn't it? Yeah, that's definitely the weather, not the terrain. This is anyway set on weather, so that's the terrain, and that's the weather. Yep. That's the ground. Oh, is it? Now tilt down. All right, let's bring this back up. Let's see here. Display, MFD. Let's tilt down. By how much do we... Ah, there we go. Ooh, how cool is that? That's pretty cool. Very, very nice. Bring up MFD2 with the terrain on. All right, so for MFD2, let's see, MFD2. All right, so that's the terrain on. Next to each other, okay. Do we need to do anything on this side? We have the weather on. There's GMAP. Oh, so all of these actually work, huh? All the different modes work. And then there's TST. Don't know what that is. Ah, that's a test. Okay. So that's the GMAP and that's the weather radar. Q8, if you adjust the tilt of the weather radar up, does the weather image also go away? So does the radar tilt work? Yes, it does. I think we've done that. We've done that in the beginning for takeoff. So we've set a tilt of 5 degrees. So it definitely does work. Very sophisticated display, man. The systems and just everything here on the display is pretty cool. All right, so we're going to remove these now from the view, and we are let's see here. We are 73 nautical miles now from top of descent, so we're definitely getting closer now. And things are looking pretty good. Very cold weather, though. Man, the UK this time of year is freezing cold. Yeah. So overall, guys, the Dash 8 Q400, I think, has really established itself as the best twin turboprop available for flight sim. It stood the test of years. It definitely received a lot of love from FlyJSim and remains to be a very solid offering when it comes to X-Plane 12. Definitely an aircraft that I would recommend. If you like turboprops, there's nothing that comes close to the FlyJSim Q400, or also known as Q4XP. So yeah, definitely highly recommended. It has my highest commendations and the Q8 pilot seal of approval. I give this aircraft really a 9.5 out of 10, and the minus 0.5 is just so that, you know, we keep getting updates, Jack. All right. I'd like updates to be a little bit faster. Definitely for the 732 and the 727. For a very long time, the 732 and the 727 were no more foot aside for you. Yeah. I'm not sure, Jack. Are you still streaming? Yeah, I know. I know you've been dealing with your health, Jack. I was just pulling your legs. We all love you very much, sir. Yeah, I think I missed your streams. I think you used to stream live developing the Dash 8. Are you still doing that, or did you quit streaming on Twitch? Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah, so that's what I figured. Yeah. I remember one time you were developing, and I think I can't remember the terminologies in Twitch, but there's something like a cheer or I don't know, the subscribe or something like that, and then you had your you played music for anybody who subscribed for the channel, which was pretty cool. I haven't streamed 5 years. Ooh, wow, that's a long time. Amazing aircraft, just not many routes in Europe. That's why I'm not pulling the trigger, to be honest. Well, I'll tell you what, you can make up your own routes and fly this aircraft. You don't really need real world routes. I think it's an aircraft that you can enjoy and just come to appreciate the intricacies of turboprops. This aircraft is not your average Airbus or Boeing, while it has FADEC, which automates a lot of the the inner workings of the engine. It still requires a lot of skill for takeoff, landing, and maneuvers. So if you really want to push yourself a little bit with something challenging, something fun, and something that is very well done, I think the Dash 8 Q400 is an excellent choice for any serious flight simmer. So yeah, make up your own routes. Canada or routes in Canada. There's a lot of them that still fly the Dash 8. So yeah, amazing. Yeah. Well, I hope you sort your health issues, Jack. We definitely the community looks up to you, and we really I have a lot of respect for you as a dev and as a person. I think you have done a lot for this community, and you continue to be committed to this hobby, and we are extremely grateful for everything that you do for the community. And we hope that in return we can also support you whichever way we can, and we can only pray for your health and hope for a speedy release of the highly awaited and long anticipated now 732 and 727. You're never going to hear the end of it, Jack. All right. So, looking here, we are 47 nautical miles from top of descent. So we are going to reset the altitude now to 3,000 feet. No, what did I do? No, that remains as it is. The altitude. There we go. So I'm going to reset that to 3,000 feet. There we go. And here is TOD, as you can see. We can actually begin the descent now if we want, but that's all right. And if you click, we'll leave VNAV for now. We can just momentarily we can start. Is it raining? Yeah. Strange, huh? Raining at this altitude, 23,000 feet? Could be. Anyway, we're getting very close to top of descent now. So approaching Edinburgh. The sounds of this aircraft is just really, really cool. Man, look at those clouds. Looks like the weather was updating. Wow, the ground looks absolutely gorgeous. What is the outside air temperature? Gee, I don't know. It's displayed here somewhere. Let me take a look here. I don't know. I don't know. Should be somewhere. Just not sure where it is. Minus 31 Celsius displayed in the center display bottom row. Ah, there you go. Outside temp. Yep. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. That's pretty cold, isn't it? All right, let's take a quick look here. 31. Okay. Now, if I click on VNAV, it says FD mode inhibit. So we need to first, the reason why you get this is you need to say alt select and then VNAV. Yeah, it'll happen a little when we are closer, I think. So we'll just wait a little while. And once we are closer, then it should work. Do I use any map enhancement? No, sir. In this video, though, we are using Orbx True Earth. So that explains the beautiful photoreal scenery below us. The nice thing about Orbx is that they hand color all the terrain, so it looks really, really good. Especially their California, True Earth California, is I think one of the best Orbx sceneries available for X-Plane. But no, Yusuf, I do not use any. It's hot in here. Open the window. All right. So if I look here, maybe now it should work. Why is it not working? It should work. Got everything set up. So yeah, all's good here. Maybe just need to wait a little bit more. Yeah, maybe right after that, maybe we'll be able to do it. Okay. At minus 31C, rain can still exist at 22,000 feet, but only at the super cool form. I see. Q8, how many Orbex True Earth sceneries are there for X-Plane 12? Unfortunately, only True Earth Great Britain, but they have the full pack, like North, Central, and South. Welcome aboard, Mike Danker. Welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel. Glad to have you here as a member of the family. Yeah, I did go back to normal, yeah. Because I trade SimHeaven add-on, I got frame drops. Yeah, SimHeaven will hog your frames, that's for sure. All right, let me try VNAV now. Why is it still saying inhibit? We should be able to get it. Message. All right, what is the message? Ah, there we go. Now we can see this coming here. So if I click on VNAV now, it says Alt select VNAV. So now automatically the aircraft will begin the descent at the TOD point here, which is pretty cool. Kind of like your Boeing, or yeah, just like Boeing. Airbus doesn't do that. You have to do it manually. So now you will see that the aircraft is going to begin the automatic descent as soon as we hit the top of descent point. You'll see also this little magenta rectangle moving down as we get closer to TOD. What is our range right now? All right, so let's set this to 20. All right, so now you can see it, I think, a little better. And we should be just fine. There is a restriction here at 20, so we should be fine. And everything's looking perfect for the arrival into Edinburgh. Q8, but you said Orbex True Earth California also, right? Yes. So Orbex True California is available for X-Plane 11. I have created a video to show you how you can install California True Earth X-Plane 11 into X-Plane 12. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee it. So sometimes it breaks, and then you will lose all your 3D vegetation. It looks outstanding, though. It looks really good. So you can see now the magenta rectangle moving down, and at exactly the top of descent, we will begin the descent towards Edinburgh. Again, here we go. See, we are at the top of descent. And my iPad seems to doing strange things. All right, so now you see VNAV path here showing, and you can see that the aircraft has begun the descent. Again, very, very well done by FlyJSim. Works really well. And now we have the message here. If I go to the message, there's top of descent alert. So that's why we were getting the blink message. Now we have the deviation here, the vertical deviation. And we want to keep this number at pretty much 0. So we are descending at about 2,000. Yeah, it's gonna descend faster until it reaches the correct altitude for the sector. So we are going to ease off now on the power here a little bit to keep our speeds down. So let me ease off there on the power, and we're going to switch now from 850 to 900 prop and continue the descent. I'm going to ease off a little further here on the throttle. We're going to bring the speed down as we begin the descent towards Edinburgh. Here's a look at the outside. Very nice. All right, so here's the 2,000 feet. So we're passing 2,000 now. All right. Perfect. So if we look here, yeah, we want to get, so it will adjust the rate of descent now if we see that it's not descending fast enough, we'll switch to vertical speed. But right now, it's okay. 33 nautical miles to Tartan. And then 28 nautical miles. So I think we're fine. We go to here. We can go to the next page. It looks like that's the DME arc. DME 13. So that is, we need to be at 6,000 there. And then you've got your waypoints there. And then intercept the ILS. So we're going to go to, yeah, let me increase here the, let me go to format. All right, so that's us right there. That's the final fix. So this is our, yeah, so the DME arc is not drawn properly on the display here, but that is the, there's a DME arc here that takes you to the center fix. And then this is the final fix for 2-4, and this is the runway obviously right here. So we're all good here. Let's switch this back to the right, let me go to 40. All right, some really strange things there going on. Looks like it's taking us back all the way. Let me switch this here. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. But what we can do is we can remove, let me go to previous. So we can actually remove this one. Where is, all right, let me go to flight plan. I think something is off there. Yeah, we don't want to go to TLA. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to delete that. There we go. And that's much better. Yeah, and let's see, from Tartan. Let's see. Actually, what we can do, folks, is we can fly to D027X. So let's go to DTO. And I'm going to go to 21. Enter that. And there we go. Now we're going to go direct here. And that will save us some of the crazy stuff that was happening. And that's better. Yeah, okay. So let's go back to flight plan. There. Oh, what am I doing? There. Okay. So we're, ooh, our speed. Yeah, we're going to increase the speed a little bit. Hey all, thanks for the stream. Real world ATP time in both the Q400 and the Lear 45 have over 2,200 hours real world using the UNS. This is an incredible sim reproduction of this FMS. Well, Mike, welcome aboard and thank you very much for sharing your experience with us. Always a pleasure to have real world pilots give us their insight and what they think of you know, flight sim add-ons. Again, real world perspective is always something I highly value. So thank you very much for that. Really appreciate you taking the time. What do you think of this aircraft, generally speaking, just from what you've seen? And have you flown it in the sim? What did you think of the flight model, for example, the handling of the aircraft? Just would really appreciate your insights as well, coming from a real world pilot. All right, so we are looking good. And what do we need to? So we're not yet, so we'll leave it for now. We'll leave everything as it is, and we'll configure the aircraft for the arrival in just a second here. All right, so all is good. 11.5. Speed is good. And we continue to descent. About 24 nautical miles to D027 X-ray. We do have some mountain tips, it looks like there. A hilly area in Scotland. And you can see it here. Wow, this looks so nice. Yeah. Gorgeous. Right, 10,000 feet. Landing lights on. And fasten seatbelt sign goes back on. About 7,500 feet to go. And we want to grab the altimeter right now, so we're going to go to Edinburgh. Weather, the altimeter is 1006. Okay, perfect. Right, 900,000. Almost there now. All right, so we want to click here one more time to get our speeds. So 138 is our approach speed, final approach speed into Edinburgh. And we are all configured now. I fly this exclusively in X-Plane 12. It is amazing. I'm able to do everything with this FMS that I have done. Real world. Amy Parent should be commended for this. Righty. We're almost there now. 3,000 is our platform altitude. The transition altitude in the United Kingdom is 6,000 feet. Altimeter is 1006. And we've been flying for about 1 hour and 14 minutes now. Looking good. I'm going to switch now to 20 nautical miles. And we're going to set this here to just like we did for the takeoff. So we're going to go to 5 degrees. Right, we always have the terrain radar on the other side here. We're going to switch this here. Okay. Perfect. And we can enjoy the Scottish Highlands here. Very nice indeed. This area, by the way, in real life is absolutely breathtaking. A very, very nice part of the UK. All right, we're going to start to ease off on the throttle here as we arrive. All right, we're close to the transition altitude, so I'm going to go ahead and set the barrel to 1006. There, 1006, 6,000 feet, 3,500 feet to go. And we're looking good. Almost there. Right, one thing I know somebody has told me how to do, but I forgot. So we want 240 for the course. So I'm going to switch here momentarily to heading mode. Where is heading mode? There is heading mode. Okay, so heading select. And then we're going to set the course. Where is it? We need to switch the nav source to ILS 1 and set the course to 240. Okay, so that's set. We'll switch back here and switch back to nav. There we go. And we're almost there now, folks. Good evening, Captain. That's Galway Forest part of the Highlands are much further up where the real wearers are. Oh, okay. The Flying Scotsman, welcome. A lot of sheep down there. We're looking good. 4,000 for 3,000. I think VNAV, the built-in, the VNAV calculation has worked very, very well in this flight. So it was really spot on when the aircraft began the descent, the rate of descent, the adjustments from the autopilot was pretty much spot on for the entire flight. So we're gonna level off at 3,000. So I'm just gonna, once we level off, we're gonna increase throttle a little bit. And hopefully the visibility is good, because it looks like there are some clouds there in the vicinity, but we can start to see the ground now.
2,500.
Yeah, we can definitely see the ground. And there we have it, 3,000 feet. Let's just increase throttle a little bit. As we level off at 3,000 feet. Mr. Portal Pilot, welcome aboard. Good evening to you, sir. And yes, it is beautiful. Hello there, Andrew. Very good evening to you, sir. All right. We are going to switch now to 10 nautical miles. And you can see that we are now pretty close to our destination. And that's where we actually fly the DME arc. This is actually really, really nice. Look at Orbix True Earth, guys. Wow. Very, very cool. All right. All right. I'm going to go ahead and select flaps 5. Okay, flaps 5 selected. And we're heading now to the center fix for runway 24. This is really looking very, very nice. All right, let's take a look here. There, look at that view with the clouds. Makes for a very convincing scene. A lovely aircraft. Very nice indeed. All right. We're looking good. Again, we're clicking one more time just to make sure we have the right speeds, which we do. 138 now has updated to 138. All right, let's ease off on the throttle there. We don't want to gain too much speed as we arrive into Edinburgh. We are very close to the final approach now. All right, it's doing some strange things. So I'm going to go to here, and we're going to go to DTO. And we're going to go direct to the center fix. Enter, so divert there. No. Let's see here. There, 24. There we go. Yeah, we obviously need the time, so I'm going to configure the aircraft for the arrival, and we'll just switch to heading mode. Let me switch to heading mode, and let's see here. Right, let me go to... No. All right. Let's go to... All right, it's turning back to the final fix. So what we can do here is we are going to set the heading to 240. Right, and we're going to go ahead and lower the landing gear. We are going to switch the nav source and approach. Okay. I'm just going to tilt the view a little bit so we can see. There we go. And let's see here. All right, we can turn on the auxiliary fuel pumps. Standby hydraulics. Bleeds off. I'm going to adjust our speed just a little bit. And flaps 15. Glide slope active. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect and hand fly the approach at this point. So autopilot off my aircraft. I can see the runway, which is good. All right, we do have the runway in sight, and we'll just hand fly the approach. Anyway, it's a joy to hand fly the Q400. Just want to be able to see. There we go. All right, we have the runway in sight. Lovely approach into Edinburgh. And we want to maintain the speed. There's a little bit of wind. Again, I don't have any trim on my yoke, so I'm going to have to wing it.
Terrain. 500. Terrain. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Ladies and gents, welcome to Edinburgh. All right. Woo, we made it nicely, huh? Yeah. Let's switch this to taxi. Flight idle. And, yeah. A little bit, you know, maybe just a tiny little bit of float, but overall, yeah, I'll pass. All right, let's take a quick look at our landing, and I hope that it doesn't crash. It really pissed me off if it does crash, but hopefully it won't.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 100. Terrain.
All right, let's take it right from here. There, my favorite replay angle there. Look at this aircraft, guys. Oof, so beautiful. That is a smooth touchdown. Yeah, we got to do it again. Obviously. We got it a few more times. Yeah, look at that. Very, very nice indeed. That was some landing, I tell you. It's pretty cool. Let's do it one more time. This time we'll do it. What did I do? All right, let's remove that. And this time we'll just leave it in this view here, like that. Wow, beautiful. With Orbx True Earth and all of that. Yeah. All right, so all right, I messed up the replay there. That's all right. Okay, so I tell you guys, probably I haven't had such a pleasant flight in quite some time. This was really an enjoyable flight aboard the -8 Q400. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. All right, let's go ahead and start the APU. Power and start. And yeah, this is on taxi. That's fine. Let's retract the flaps. Yeah, very nice. Thank you very much. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the landing. And Mike, thank you very much for your kind words, sir. And welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel. Glad to have you as a part of our family. Right, landing lights off, taxi on, and this goes back to red. All right, we can start the... Oop. And there are several empty positions here. So we'll take 10. All right, parking brake set. We'll put the lock on, and we can now start the APU. Generator, bleed air is on. And let's retard the fuel cutoff. Main bus tie goes back to on. And there we go. All right, so we can now turn off the systems here. We're going to turn off the beacon lights. And this goes to off. And we can now turn on all the systems here. We can also come down here and turn off the weather system. Right, and we can also turn off the radio. Okay, perfect. And with that, we're gonna release the passengers and start unloading. You can see the beautiful lights there on the stairs. See that? See the lights there? Actually, this aircraft looks really nice, by the way, during nighttime. Let me change the time a little bit. Maybe we'll do, like, just so you guys can see. All right, let's say apply. I think it looks good, so let's just take a look at that. There we go. Yeah, I think you can see the lights much better now. There on the stairs. And ladies and gents, there you have it. The Dash 8 Q400 by FlyJSim for X-Plane 12, updated with the native weather radar now. This was an incredibly fun flight. Nice route as well. Always a pleasure to fly over the United Kingdom. Beautiful scenery. So I want to thank you very much, guys, for being here this evening and for joining me for this live stream. I hope that we can meet again very soon, perhaps before next weekend. I know it took a very long time this week. I haven't done much, but hopefully we can do something this coming Tuesday in X-Plane 12 once again. But until we meet again, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, and have a lovely day.